Hello. Welcome to BurpTalk on movies. This video's movie is going to be focused on the movie The Imitation Game. It's about touring. He's played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and if you haven't watched this movie, I suggest you turn away because unless you don't mind spoilers at all, because I'm going to go and ramble about all the spoilers. Yes, it's Benedict Cumberbatch, and he tends to play the weird, smart, intelligent, antisocial kind of characters. I think he's kind of typecasted. Okay, in this movie, I think this movie downplayed his homosexuality. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think on the positive side, they're more focused on his achievements rather than making it a big deal. Making homosexual a big deal, rather than making that the whole point. It's more focused on what he's contributed to society, and yet hasn't really gotten that much out of it in terms of recognition. The real touring. So I don't think this movie is meant to be a documentary because it's not accurate at all. Because touring, and for example, Joan, the relationship was upplayed. It wasn't really, they weren't that close. She wasn't that pretty as the actress there. And she was actually more plain. You can wiki and see her actual photo. She's a normal lady. She's a cool normal lady with big brain, a very cool big brain. In terms of not being accurate, it kind of blew me. It kind of affected how I see the movie when I realized, so this isn't really a good actual depiction, though. On its own as a movie, it's entertaining. There's drama. They're making conflict out of something that wasn't there before, I guess. But because in the movie, that machine that's dubbed Christopher in this movie, it's not because of touring that it got made. Thousands of ladies and gentlemen actually worked on it, not just touring alone. So, they're putting too much emphasis that touring made it with a small team. It's not really like that at all. And that really took out the magic of the movie from me. Because it was a team effort, and that the machine's name is actually called Victory and not Christopher. And the fact that in the movie how they simplified cryptography. I actually did study a tiny bit of that, like in terms of the algebra side of things, in terms of number systems and all that encryption, all that decoding and encoding stuff. I studied that actually because I studied maths. Though I wasn't that good at it, mind you. But I know, I have some idea. And it's not accurate at all because the way they said, we forgot to use known words to help figure out and, decrypt what the Germans are saying. No, because the actual basis of the machine itself is using cribs or known words. So the real thing actually had that already in place because that's how it worked. That's the foundation, and it's so weird that it's later in the movie now we realize that we didn't check what German words they would use every day to help decode. I'm like, what? What is going on? That's not how. Oh my gosh, I wanna. It's not accurate at all, and it's really throwing me off. And in terms of the theme of, playing God with he will live and he will die, now that I know what the Germans are saying, it's not them who decides who will live or who will die. And the guy who was working in their little team was saying, no, my brother's in that ship and now he has to die. I hate you, Turing. I'm like, that brother didn't exist in the real thing, and there wasn't that kind of drama at all, because it wasn't even Turing's choice to decide. It's actually the higher admin who decided who they will actually allow to live and who they actually die. Otherwise, the Germans will figure out that they actually decoded what they were saying, and the cover will be blown. And then there's a huge team of people. Wait, there's actually a huge team of people who actually wrote a letter to Churchill, not just Turing alone. And for Joan, it was not a crossword test at all. It was her mentor who recommended her to the program. The real Turing was not autistic like as depicted in the movie. He is eccentric, however, and he can cooperate and have humor. He has friends, and he's quite sociable as well. So, what is going on? Why are they depicting Turing into this kind of extreme kind of person? It's like, ugh. Oh, Turing's arrest in the film is actually fictional because he wasn't actually investigated. Though he did get chemical castration, though. He couldn't do any work. I think the real Turing did, and he did use this to study mathematical, biological stuff, to see the changes that happen upon taking all these chemicals and all that. Apparently, he developed man boobs, and he suffered erectile dysfunction as well. So the thing is, the movie depicted him shaking, though, which is incorrect. Because chemical castration does not make you shake like that. Like Parkinson's or something. It's not like that. And at the end of the movie where Joe and Clark visited, that never happened, but they were good buddies afterwards all the same. What else? The treatment has been arguably ended like 14 months before his actual death. I mean, when I look at the Wikipedia, I'm just summarizing what I've read, and it's like, the more I read, the more, disappointed I felt. I was like, oh, that's it. Wow. And then Turing's real death is cyanide poison. Wait, cyanide poisoned apple. Was it an accident or was it actually suicide? Apparently his favorite fairy tale was Snow White as well, so... But then most people argued that it was an accident because there was a lot of cyanide fumes from his spare room. And the investigation... Wow, there's a plane. And the investigation that was taking place was badly done. So, yeah, it's inconclusive, actually. Oh, Dennison, that mustached old guy that was in the movie that was really, like, keen to stop the operation altogether from the, like, very keen to make the machine, like, kill off the machine. The real guy's grandchildren weren't happy about that, about this depiction of their grandfather, because, Dennison actually was really supportive and, there was no conflict at all of interest. It was just the movie making up, drama. So, if you put that aside, it's an entertaining movie. Okay, so, Turing was actually always respected. But if I were to just put aside all the inaccuracies of this movie, I guess the message is, even if you think differently, it doesn't mean you don't have any value, I guess, because in this movie, Turing has been depicted as being bullied and outcast, an extreme version of not being respected and being the scapegoat and all that stuff. And I acknowledge that if they are going to make a movie about Turing, they have to make up drama. Otherwise, it's not entertaining at all. So I understand why it's not accurate at all, though the real people that are related to the people in the movie, that are depicted in the movie, I understand their point of view because it's kind of disrespectful for their loved ones. So it's not really a simple kind of issue, I guess. In terms of the machine, that's Victory or Christopher in the movie, there's actually a whole bunch of them. There's 50 of them. Most of them were destroyed, and the remaining ones were always kept busy with jobs and checking stuff and messages. So, yeah, I think this is a pretty cool movie. I'm actually glad I watched it, despite all that disappointment with the inaccuracies. It was a good movie to watch once, and don't bully people, I guess, who are different from you. I don't know, that's really vague. Bullying happens regardless of how old you are, and sometimes you just need to grow the confidence to stand up for yourself and protect people you care about, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of sad. Like, they made it dramatic at the end with Turing's death. I was like, oh, because of his homosexuality, and all, and being treated terribly, he was, because he was on trial for indecency for having, relations with the same gender, and there was statistics at the end, and yeah, it gave people, food for thought, and I appreciated that. So yes, that's my rambly thoughts on the Imitation Game. Tell me your thoughts on this movie if you've watched it. Anywho, that's all I got to say. I'm not gonna keep you. If you're interested, there's my BurpTalk Twitter and Tumblr and this YouTube channel. Maybe you're interested in an art stream. Maybe if hopefully I've arranged something. I've got nothing else to say about this movie, but before I stop, however, please note that I'm recording these ahead in advance while the movie's still sorta relatively fresh in my mind. So I've spaced these videos out, so do note that this recording is not recent. Anywho, thank you so much for listening, and hope to see you around next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.